Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business, and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mompreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mompreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to episode 95 of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast, where today we are talking all about the metrics that matter. Because your business is talking to you, but are you listening? Do you know what is working in your business? And do you know what's not working so that you can figure out what you need to do more of and what you need to do less of? Because your business is already telling you what is working. So are you tuning into it? And are you tracking the right metrics that are going to help you move the needle forward? Because those likes, those follows, those shares, they are all dopamine hits. They are not direction. I fell into this trap and I don't want you to fall into the same one. I spent far too long chasing all of those vanity metrics that meant nothing in my business apart from making me feel good and giving me the validation that I was doing okay, that I was liked, that I was sharing something that people liked. But it wasn't things that were actually helping me make decisions in my business that are going to help me move the needle forward and grow my business. Because if you want to move forward, you need to focus on the metrics that actually matter. Because real growth comes from using the data that reflects how your business is really doing. It doesn't come from those likes, follows, and shares. Yes, they're great, but are they translating into conversions? Are they translating into product sales? Are they translating into new clients? Because if they're not, those metrics, they don't matter. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today in this episode is some metrics that you can track in your business to help you use your data to guide you forward so that you can see what is working, what isn't working, and where the gaps are. Because when you dig into those metrics, because when you listen to your business, because your business is talking to you, when you listen to that and you dig into that and you look at the data and you help use it to help you guide you forward, that is when it's going to make it so much easier for you to gain traction so that you know what to work on more, so that you know what areas you need to fix and you know where the gaps are. It also means that you can then figure out what you can let go of that isn't serving you and it isn't bringing you any results. Because we don't want to be slogging away for hours behind our desks on things that aren't going to move us forward. We didn't set our businesses up to spend all hours under the sun working just for working's sake. If you want to be productive instead of busy and you want to get things done and you want to see results in your business, tune into your business because it is telling you everything that you need to know. It took me way too long to figure this out, and I don't want it for the same to be for you. So, your business is talking to you. Are you listening? What metrics are you tracking in your business right now? Are you just relying on likes, follows, and shares to tell you whether or not you are doing okay? Or are you really digging in under the hood, opening up that bonnet and having a dig around into your business's stats to see what is really going on? Make a list of all of the different stats that you are tracking, what metrics you are tracking in your business right now. Are they vanity metrics or are they metrics that actually matter? The ones that are going to help you move forward. What metrics should you track? Let's start with your income and your expenditure. Do you know what your business is bringing in right now? How much are you making on sales? How many products are you selling? How many of your services and offerings, your one-on-one coaching, your clients? What is your income coming in from your business and where is it coming from? And what are your expenses? This is not for some of us the sexiest of ones, but it is super, super key. I will be the first to admit that finances and doing the accounts of my business is one of those tasks that I just really hate doing. I just don't enjoy numbers. I get my figures all messed up and it's just one of those boring tasks that I really don't want to be doing. But I know that that is the one that is going to guide me and let me know how my business is doing. Is it bringing enough income in? Am I covering my expenses? Am I paying out for things that I don't need? Track that and see where you are at so that you can see where your money is coming from, how many sales you're making each month, where that is coming from, which of your products or your services or your offerings is bringing in the most money, which are the dead weight that aren't serving you and aren't doing anything. Having a look at that can really help you figure out so that you can lean in and promote more of the one that is selling the most, and maybe even tail off or retire something that isn't doing so well or serving you so much anymore. Another metric that you can track is where your leads and sales are actually coming from. Maybe it's not where you're expecting. Maybe you think it's Instagram DMs, but actually, when you look at where your last few clients have come from, you've known them all in networking groups. That's a good indication to spend less time on social media and more time networking in your local area. Digging into that metric will show you where it's coming from so that you can hone in and do more of that. Take a look at the number of DMs or referrals received about inquiring working with you, or the number of clients that you've booked, products that you've sold each week, each month. Are there particular months where you're doing better than others? Have a look and see why. What was going on that month? Was it just the time of season, or did you do something different that prompted more sales that month? These are all the metrics that are really going to help you. Look at your repeat clients and customers, your wait lists, inquiries about working with you. They're all indications that they are all warm leads, people that you've already worked with, people that have already purchased from you. They're far more likely to say yes, to work with you again, or to buy from you again because they've already bought from you and worked with you before. Look at your sales and discovery calls if you do them. What is your conversion rate or any other conversion rates relevant to your business? What about your subscribers? How many subscribers do you have? How many unsubscribes have you had this week? So let's take the socials for a moment. We've got likes, follows, and shares. What about DMs or referrals receiving about inquiring to working with you? How many of those are you getting over your likes and shares? Get that bird's eye view of what all of these things are and then start really digging into them. Because when you dig deep and you see what's going on under the surface, you're able to see what's working, what isn't, and where the gaps are. And then you can use that data to guide you so that you can see what you need to do more of and what you need to do less of, or what you can let go. Because that real growth comes from using the data that reflects how your business is really doing. Those metrics that actually matter and move the needle forward, not those dopamine vanity metrics of likes, follows, and shares. So once you've figured out what you can dig into in your business and actually take a look at what's working, how do you actually get a little bit deeper and get under the hood and see what is and what isn't? Let's stick with the subscribes and unsubscribes for a moment. Don't just look at those numbers. Don't just think, okay, I've got 25, 30 new subscribers this month, but actually I've unsubscribed with 15. Okay, don't leave it there. Go and have a look at what you did. What emails were you sharing? Were there any particular emails? Look at those unsubscribes. Was there one email that stood out that caused more unsubscribes than others? Take a look at your welcome sequence. What freebie brought people in the most? Have you got a converting freebie that is converting way better than all of your others? If so, Use that and put that out more. Share that more. That is one that's working. Take a look through that welcome sequence. And is there a certain email where you can see a lot of unsubscribes? Maybe you can go and tweak that so that you can keep the retention rate a bit higher. When you start digging in and seeing what is going on under the hood, your business is already telling you so much more information. I wasn't using this information for such a long time. And then when I started digging into it, I literally sat there and thought, oh my goodness, there is so much information here that I'm sitting on. Why am I not making more of this product? Why am I not selling this more on socials? Why am I not talking about this service more on my emails? This is working. I need to start sharing about this more. Or this email is causing someone to unsubscribe. Let's tweak it. A couple of weeks later, wow, they're now staying on and they're going along to the next email in the welcome sequence instead of unsubscribing. There's so much information that we can tap into that our business is already telling us that we can use to our advantage and use it to help us grow. So, which metrics are you tracking? Are you tracking the ones that matter, or are you tracking those vanity metrics? I get it. I know that it is easy to look at those vanity metrics because we want that dopamine hit. We want to get the likes, the follows, and the shares because it makes us feel good. But is that translating into client referrals? Is that translating into product inquiries? Is that translating into someone signing up for your course, your program? If it's not, stop focusing on it. Share your stuff to Instagram, yes, but don't worry about the likes, the follows, and the shares. Look what else happens. Are you getting comments where people are asking for you to send them the freebie? Are you getting DMs where people are going, this is great, how can I work with you? That's a metric to track, not the likes, the follows, or the shares. And then look at your products and your services. Which ones stand out above all of the others that are doing better? How can you lean into that and either create a related product that would be the next best step or start sharing more about it everywhere? You know that there's a need for it, it's making it sales. So, what can you do to promote that more, to bring in more sales? Because if it's already sold once, twice, 5 times, 10 times, then you can sell it again another 5 times, 10 times, another 50 times. Use those metrics to show you what's working and what is not working. It means then that your energy and your efforts aren't wasted and that you are doing more of what works and freeing yourself time and energy from the things that don't. So, how do you build this into your day? There's a couple of ways that you can do this, but the best thing you can do is to get it into the diary and make it routine. Make it part of your working week, part of your working month. Build it into it where you are regularly tracking your stats, regularly tracking your metrics so that you can see what's working, what's not. If you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you know that I run my business and I take my clients through the term time roadmap of syncing your business with your child's school calendar. My business runs on terms instead of quarters. And you can bet that every single term and every single half term, I am doing a deep dive of my business where I'm lifting up the hood and I am going through it all, saying, okay, you're talking to me, I am listening, showing me what's working, what's not working, and asking those questions of where the gaps are, of what can I do more of, and what do I need to tweak. I also use CEO Fridays to check in on my stats. So I put aside an hour every Friday before I wrap up for the end of the week. And I just quickly check in on my income, my expenditure. I look at what's going on. I look at my stats for my podcast to see which episodes are performing the best, not just which of those the most listens and downloads, but those which are performing best gives me the indication overall of the kind of topics that the listeners that you guys are interested in so that I can make sure I share more of the same. I also look in on my subscribers to see what is going on with my emails. What did I send this week? What worked? What didn't? Set aside time and make it a habit. Make it a routine that you check on frequently because you really will thank yourself. It's great to just go on Instagram and see that you got 10, 15 likes for one post and maybe a few more for another, or suddenly you've just got 500 views on that reel. Yes, it feels great. But if that's not doing anything to help you grow your business, it's just a vanity metric. Take note of what your metrics are that matter. Your business is talking to you. Make sure you are listening. Use what it is telling you. Use that data to help you figure out what is working, what isn't working, and where the gaps are so that you can grow. Once you start doing this, you really will see an amazing difference. And it becomes so much easier to figure out where to put your energy. Takes away the guesswork. It helps you be more productive because you're doing more of what works. You're not getting frustrated spinning your wheels and working on things that aren't giving you any return. And it makes business feel so much easier, freer, and lighter because your business is already telling you everything you need to know. You just need to listen. That's it for this week. I hope that this has helped. Spend some time digging into your metrics. Ask yourself what your metrics are that matter. Make a list of them, get it in the diary, go track them, and you will be amazed at the difference that it makes and how much easier it is for you to grow your business. Now, if you want help making it happen, book a breakthrough brew. In 60 minutes, we can sit down. I will help you go through all of your metrics. We can dig in and figure out all of the metrics that matter for you and your business and make a plan to help you track them regularly. You've got this, mama. Here is to focusing on the metrics that matter so that you can grow your business and see the success you deserve. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.